Today I want to talk about the things I really think Fortnite could add into the game to improve the game overall going forward into Season 3. And I hope this can bring light to Epic, and I want this to just start a huge conversation with everybody. These ideas range from tiny things all the way up to pretty big things. Welcome back everybody, subscribe to the channel as always to keep yourself up to date with everything going on inside of Fortnite. Thanks to all of you tuning into my streams lately guys, we are now averaging 100 viewers. I cannot believe it, thank you so much. If you want to get involved with the community over there, twitch.tv/Merls. I'd love to see you tonight in the item shop stream. Let me know down below your guys' ideas of what you think Fortnite could do. First of all, I think a small change Fortnite could add, especially going forward into Season 3, is, well, a search bar inside of the friends list. Now hear me out. For me as a content creator, I often have to invite my fans when we're playing on stream and things like that. And even if I wasn't a content creator, you know, I sometimes just want to invite certain people. And sometimes it's just a pain to scroll down trying to find the right person, and sometimes they just don't even appear properly. Yet if Fortnite could add in a search bar feature where you literally just type in your friend's username, that would be such a simple yet game-breaking addition. And if not, I think adding a groups area would also be cool, because in my opinion, for me as a content creator, as I say, I think it would be cool if I could add a group where it's just my Twitch subs, for example, another group where it's my IRL friends. But overall, I think a search bar in the friends list is 100% needed. As well as this, Fortnite customs need an update. I made a video all the way back in January talking about how customs are just a mess. There's absolutely no customization. I don't know why they're called customs, and the whole feature has just been left to rot in my opinion. I know Cypher PK recently was saying that he's going to bring light to this, so I really hope he does, because, well, Cypher's got a lot more influence than me myself. But think about it guys, Fortnite customs were thrown in and nothing was done about them. Not even to this day has it received a single update, and I think it's just ridiculous, bro. I don't even know why it's called customs, because there's absolutely zero customization, and, well, there's a lot of problems with it. One of them being griefers. If you're trying to run a fashion show or a custom in general, you're going to get griefers. There's always them people who just decide, oh, actually, I'm going to come into this guy's stream, I'm going to join his custom and ruin it all. And the problem is those griefers can't even be banned. Seriously, you can't even ban them. So I think an update customs could use is 100% some admin powers, the ability to ban or kick, or just have some control over who is playing in your customs, and some game options like increase your speed, increase the zone, loot pool, adjust the loot pool, and things like that inside of your customs. It would improve the game so much, and imagine all of the cool content that could be made off it. So without a doubt, Fortnite customs needs an update ASAP, because the whole feature is just pointless in my opinion. Something else that's really small but I think would change the game forever is inside of creative, why on earth can anybody start the games? Like for me on stream when I'm trying to do zone modes with you guys, it's every single game when maybe like 10 of us jump in and the other 6 are still loading in back in the lobby, and then somebody starts it random. When in my opinion it should only be the party leader like myself or whoever else is hosting the whole party to be able to start that game. Sometimes I've literally got to beg my viewers to just don't press E, don't start the game guys, but it always happens, and I think just a change like this could just smoothing up the whole process inside of creative really well. Next up, and I think everybody can agree on this, more LTMs or a rotational LTM feature. Fortnite is sat on so many insanely good LTMs like Air Royale, remember the one with the planes, John Wick LTM, so many amazing LTMs, yet we never ever see them. We've had the spy games this whole season and I just don't understand it. Loads of people burn out on Fortnite because there's nothing new, and we're not asking for like brand new features coming every single week. Having LTMs rotating maybe every single like 4 days or something would change the game forever. It would keep the game alive. It would ensure people are always having new fun. Bringing back old LTMs like 50v50. And I know some of you are thinking, well, Merl, maybe some of the old LTMs just aren't ready for Chapter 2. If Fortnite wanted to, they could easily sort it out to be capable inside of the Chapter 2 map. Yet it's just really weird. And something like this would just keep the game's content up, ensuring that people don't burn out on Fortnite. And I think it's crazy. There's so much amazing LTMs Fortnite are sitting on, and just we haven't seen them for months. And a lot of these LTMs actually have challenge sets, and that would also keep the hype for the game, bringing back challenges like the John Wick challenges and things like that, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I think it's just something Fortnite could do. Next up, I think Fortnite should really be focusing on aim assist. Now before you leave a comment saying, oh my god Merl, you're a PC player, stop complaining. I'm not complaining. I think what Fortnite need to do is find a way to just make it fair. People have suggested things like ensure the bloom's fair on all platforms. I understand controllers do need some form of aim assist, but the problem is that you get these cracked controller players on PC or any platform or any console in general, and when they get good enough and learn how to use aim assist well, it can oftentimes turn into aimbot. Even if you're a controller player, I think we can all agree sometimes controller players hit unbelievable shots that no PC player could ever hit. But if Fortnite can figure something out, it might take time, and that's perfectly understandable, but I think it's definitely a requirement to keep the community happy. Next up, and you've heard this a lot, patch notes. Patch notes need to come back. I appreciate Fortnite recently doing the whole highlights thing where they send these emails right here out to people with a support creator code. They're great and all, and it's a step back in the right direction, but Fortnite could do a lot more. Clearly, there is people at Epic who know exactly what is getting updated each update, and I just cannot understand why players should have to go out and do their own research on things when Fortnite should be letting us know, you know, if there's ever any weapon changes. Oftentimes we've just got a head in game. Like, remember with those new bounce pad thingies? We didn't even know they were in until people started heading in game, and I just found that really weird. The old patch notes were really godly, and they don't even have to be that good, but I think without a doubt, Fortnite could definitely do a lot more with patch notes, and they know it themselves. Next up, I think Fortnite can do a lot more to improve the FPS inside of Fortnite, and don't get me wrong, FPS in Fortnite is amazing. I think it's one of the best games right now that just runs amazing, but I'm not a game designer, and I do apologize if this just makes absolutely no sense. But what if Fortnite could do little tweaks to 1, improve the servers, and 2, improve FPS by removing builds that are in the zone after a certain amount of time? Because especially in cash cups and things like that, people are cranking. Like, seriously, there is big build battles going on. There's so many. You guys have seen end games, especially when, you know, like the Fortnite World Cup and any cash cup right now. It's an absolute mess. And what if after a certain amount of time, builds that were left in the zone starting from the outside of the map coming in as the zones progressed were just removed, right? Surely that would improve the server's optimizations, right? It would be running a lot more smooth. Wouldn't have to be processing things that are all the way out at zone that are just completely unused. Maybe that would help. I don't know. As I say, I'm not a game designer, but maybe it could. I just think that's a cool idea. And also, loot that's still in zone. Nothing is done with loot that is in zone. If you die in zone, that loot stays there the whole game until someone gets the win. When really, if the zone ends all the way at the agency and there's been a huge battle over at freaking Slurpee where nobody is going to be going by the end of the game, why is that loot still there? If they can remove that, surely that will improve server optimizations, right? Well, I remember back on Minecraft, I used to run a server and it would be a huge PvP server, and I just remember the amount of loot, and it would just make everybody's FPS lag, it would make the server lag, and as soon as you did, I think it was like /clear all entities, I don't know, this was a long time ago back on Minecraft, the whole server would just run so smooth, everybody's FPS would go back to normal, and it was just great. So something like that I think would be good. As well as this, regular unvault and changes to the loot pool. We can all agree there's often times when Fortnite gets a little bit boring because, well, there's nothing new. Like, for example, I think the past 4 or 5 weeks, there's been 0 map changes or weapon additions. And I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. I understand Fortnite don't really want to do that, but, you know, Fortnite yet again are sat on so many cool weapons and so many cool items, yet they get left out. It'd be cool if Fortnite could just change just a little thing here and there, maybe once a week or once every month or something like that. But oftentimes, it just feels like the whole loot pool just gets a little bit boring in my opinion. And I know what you're going to say, oh, it's because of competitive. Fortnite don't want to be messing with competitive players. Well, what if, and this is a big what if, this is just an idea, and let me know what you think about this down below, because I think this could be a cool thing. What if competitive had its own loot pool that pros could learn and can ensure that it wouldn't change, and if it did change, it would be a tiny change, whereas in every other core mode like solos, duos, squads, blah blah blah, there'd be regular changes coming in, you know, like bounce pads coming back, the combat shotguns, new ARs, blah 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 blah. I think that would be fun, right? And you need to realize competitive inside of Fortnite is a big deal. It's a big money maker for Epic Games, and I just think having separate loot pools could be good. And I understand it might be a bit worrying because there's 2 massive changes, but maybe that could be an idea for Fortnite to figure out in the future, and it would keep the excitement coming for more casual players, right? I asked you guys on Twitter, and some of you were saying maybe remove the pre-edit feature, or at least have an option for pre-edit, and I agree actually. Pre-edit can be quite an issue sometimes. You'll find yourself cranking 90s or having a build battle or whatever, and sometimes you'll accidentally pre-edit something, and then all of a sudden you've got a hole in your floor and it's just a mess. If an option came in where you could just disable this feature, yet again, a very tiny change that could be really good for all players. And I think the final thing Fortnite could do is bring back a simpler battle pass area. I think we can all agree, I know we're all used to it now, but especially if you think back to the start of the season, when we logged in and we saw this battle pass area and the Deadpool vault and all these little new vaults, it was a mess, bro. And I get why Fortnite do it. They want to bring new stuff in, but I think at least with certain things, for example, the battle pass area, a more clean UI would be nice, right? Because I find myself loading into other games like Apex Legends and stuff, and sometimes that looks very confusing because I'm mainly, well, a Fortnite player, and that kind of puts me off. And I think for new players coming to Fortnite, that also could put them off. But I've seen quite a lot of people talking about this lately, about how they find Fortnite's UI lately quite confusing and stuff, and maybe it could be an idea, maybe not. It's not a big deal, but could be something for Fortnite to think about. But that's some ideas I really think Fortnite could implement to just improve the game overall, big and small, right? Tiny little game changes changes that would just improve the game overall, like those possible FPS optimization, rotating LTMs regularly, maybe every 3 or 4 days, search bar, something tiny like that would just change the game forever. But yeah, that's my ideas, guys. Let me know down below what you think Fortnite could add just to overall improve the game. I know a lot of you are going to say old map and stuff like that, but I don't know, I don't really care about an old map, me. But they're just some ideas. Leave some ideas down below, guys. Let's make this a big discussion. I want to hear it all down below. Leave a like on the video if you're excited for Season 3. Obviously, the live event for Fortnite, Chapter 2, Season 2, yeah, Season 3. The Doomsday event is, of course, on Saturday, June 6th. I will, of course, be streaming it over on twitch.tv/Merls. I hope to see you there. Subscribe to the channel to keep yourself up to date with Fortnite news, discussions, updates, leaks, everything. And guys, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.